what's up, YouTube? Alright, guys, just was waiting for the song to end. Hope everything is well, my friends. With me, everything is great. So this week we'll continue. I'm just checking something there. I'm sorry, but today I will continue with my weekly lives, basically. And let's take a look at the PWCC auction, like always. Always feel free to interact on chat. Can you guys just confirm if my audio is okay? Very important to know at the start of the stream. That way it gives me a lot of, peace of mind. So guys, if in the end you're not enjoying this stream, do not forget, better saying, to leave a like. Really means a lot to me. Also consider to subscribe and check links below the video, Patreon, community and Discord. At this point you guys should already know. I'm seeing a couple of great folks in the chat. Let me push right there. Sports Card said nice intro music. No problem, my friend. I also like it quite a lot. How are you doing, Karma? Angel, greetings of all of you funky humans. Hope everyone has a great day. Inshallah. Inshallah, my friend. Alexander said, okay, I guess this is a longer conversation. Karma said, hiding in a corner at work for this one, Friday hype. No, it really makes me happy that you guys enjoy, enjoy this moment that I have with you guys. Because I also have a lot of fun talking on Friday. I wait for this week, for this day of the week. And actually, it's a good thing for me even to improve my English. I feel like going live, trying to have this type of discussion is great. So guys, let's start with this again. I have the chat right there. You can feel free to interact with me. I'm always looking at the chat. And let's start with the PWCC weekly auction. We start with pre-war stuff and we go until the modern era, like you can expect. So we start with some pre-war. Again, not my market. I will pass very fast unless I'm seeing something that I think I can provide some value. Again, Stanley Matthews is probably one of the most important players in pre-modern, a legendary player. And he's a player that if you want to collect, you actually have a lot of stuff for him that you probably can find quite easy, especially in the eBay UK. Raw market for him is still very affordable. Of course, you also have slabs, but at least I think since the supply is still out there, for the main releases, to be fair, I think makes sense to target them raw. Now we keep moving. We have some Dixie Dean, interesting stuff. We have one Koenig. Okay, let's go more to the vintage era. We start with some Aquarelles, some Bobby Charlton Cadet Suites. I already explained a couple of times how you can tell the difference between the 58 version versus the 59. Basically, let's see this one. Normally PSA is good on this one. So this is actually 58 since it's an inverted back. Yeah. So the Aquarella. This set is quite popular, I think, among collectors, especially in the vintage market, of course. And I think one of the reasons people like this set is very beautiful in reality. I mean, blue background. This one, the paper tends to be a bit more white. You see a lot of yellow, a dark color basically on this one. So this is not even the best example, but this is actually an amazing set. In terms of rarity, not the best set out there, but still rare if you compare with product nowadays. I think that's also very logic. I also like those cartoons. I think some of them are quite cool. Pushkas looks a bit chubby right there. We also have DD, Francisco Gento. So you can see a lot of legends. Billy Wright, basically the best players at the time. Montigam, if I'm not mistaken, was a company from Netherlands. But yeah, really, really cool Really cool stuff. You have a couple of other legends, Just Fontaine, Fritz Walter. All of those players, I suspect you guys are aware. Kubala again. Kubala looks even heavier than Puskás for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. So a lot of them appearing in the auction. Take a look if this is something you guys want to explore. Now let's move on to Einarle. We have a PSA 3 Pelé. I love the set. I already said this a couple of times. I think it's one of the most beautiful sets we have in vintage. The problem I have with this set, and when I say problem, is always a bit relative, right? Is that I don't like the photo that much for. If you like action shots, you have much better action shots than this one. But it's a shame since the Einarle set, if you guys look at the Di Stefano card, the Puskás, the Kubala, the Suarez, all of them are the typical portrait, all of them are the typical headshot, and those cards are so nice. Let's keep moving. Again, guys, do not forget to leave a like, really important. And now we have a 62 Crack Idolus Farense Puskás. Not sure if I'm pronouncing this well. I call it Puskás. You can see that the back is completely trash. I suspect this is from Argentina. Crack Idols, at least makes sense to be that way. They put the flag of Spain, but probably because it was associated with the league. We know that Puskás is not Spanish. Okay. 65 Pelé Panini Calciatore. Beautiful sticker for Pelé. It's not the first Panini sticker for him, but it's a really cool one, and I personally actually like the photo on this one quite a lot. Not seeing anything that's spectacular, at least. I like those 66 fair stickers. I think the blue background is nice. They kind of remember the TTT, this guy's the rookie for Beckenbauer, but not a rookie here. So, okay, you have some Polyrex Campeões Europeus Football, Pete Kaiser, legendary player that I actually don't see a lot of people talking about, was part of that impressive Ajax team. PSA 4 for Polyrex tends to be a really good grade. You can see PSA population 1 of 2, 5 graded higher. Again, people also do not grade this as much as they grade the Cruyff, so have that in consideration. Now we have Rivera. Rivera, if you guys are not aware, ended up winning Ballon d'Or at one point. He's one of the best AC Milan players ever. Rivera médio esquerdo. So basically this is left midfield in English, trying to translate. The Polyrex set, I think, is an amazing one. I think all the stickers slash cards, in reality they are stickers, but all of them look quite nice. Trapattoni, legendary player, to be fair, ended up also being a really good coach. At least I liked him. He ended up actually winning the Portuguese league with Benfica at one point in time. Another player that basically have no market at all, but it's cool to see from time to time a card for him, and seems like this is the top grade in Polyrex, so cool stuff. Also with AC Milan, that team in 68 for AC Milan was crazy good. Okay, Jorge Best, really beautiful card. I love the fake auto, let's put things that way, but since his red goes really well with the PSA slab, big fan of that. Okay. Guys, if you see something that you want me to talk about, tell me. I feel like a lot of those cars I end up talking about in the past. One thing that I think is fair to say is I feel like the PWCC weekly auction have been getting weaker and weaker every week. And from the start, that's the idea I'm already having. I did not even saw a single Pelé rookie. I'm talking about 58, I guess you can say. Some people may consider the Pelé Einarle still a rookie card, but in reality is already 59. But at least that's my idea. I feel like the weekly auction is getting a bit weaker. You have some 78 Panini World Cup stickers. I actually like the design of on 78 quite a lot. I think they are very classic. I love the Argentina 78 at the top. Then they have the World Cup trophy plus the name and the flag. I think it's actually a very, very clean design. On this set, basically, the major stars are probably the two guys you are seeing right now on the screen. Platini, Zico. Zico is a player that I think gets a fairly decent amount of love in the hobby, and for good reason. Zico was an amazing player. Sadly, his career, he also he ended up actually playing in Italy and had some success, but his career, his peak, better saying, was at Flamengo. People still consider him the best player ever for Flamengo, and he's an all-time great for Brazilians. And I'm actually happy that the market appreciates him because I think he deserves it. So talking about another player that a lot of you guys tend to bring quite a lot, Hugo Sanchez, and we had some conversations about this one, the Hugo Sanchez being the best American player ever or not. Things can get American, not counting with South America, of course, but you guys get the point. More the Central America plus the North American, and if those are the rules, I think Hugo Sanchez have a strong claim to be the best American player, and that alone can create a market. We had this discussion weeks ago. Okay, Luque, not from Star Wars. Diego Maradona, crack super football. This card I like it because it's the same photo as they end up using for the Libro de Estampas. Is 1 year after that, 78 crack super football. Basically, you have a bunch of Maradona cards. Actually, I never knew this. This is the number one card on the set, so kind of makes sense. This should be the most important card in the set. We see this, for example, in TCGs. If you guys look at the Superman set, I believe is in the 40s. That set, all the cards are quite expensive, especially in good grades, but the card number one is kind of like the rookie for Superman. You guys know there is comic books, is a bit of a different market, but in terms of cardboard, is actually the first superhero card. 79 cracks. I also like this one. I think looks the photo is really nice for him. Most of them, they have this type of problem. Some type of damage on the back, sometimes it's glue, sometimes it's paper loss. But it's a really cool set overall. The set is down a lot since they have been appearing also too much in the market. So 82 is the first year for Maradona at World Cup level. He almost got called for 78, if you guys are not aware. So Maradona could very easily have actually 2 World Cups. Maradona could actually have 3 World Cups quite easy. The 78, because they end up winning, but they end up not getting called. I think he actually was the last player to be cut. And 86 for logic reasons, they end up winning. And in the 90s, I think they also played very well, end up losing to Germany, but was super close. Now we start entering the pre-modern era. We are seeing some Maldini. This is a card that I always thought was a bit overrated, but is also iconic. When I say a bit overrated, oh my god, look at the cut on the back. Take a look at this one. Maybe this is normal, but oh man, you guys see what I'm saying? The card is basically in a V kind of V shape, you know. Not sure what's going on there. On the front, you can tell that obvious, I think. That Maldini card is iconic for sure. Yeah, it's iconic, but it appears a bit too much, to be honest. It's not a card that... I had this card in the past, but I sold it, you know. Just I feel like they are appearing so much. Panini Calciatore stickers, especially in grades like this, you know. People really have to be really, really careful because they could regret buying them right now. So photo card, postcard, let's say for Dennis Bergkamp, cool one, important player. Not my type of collectible. I don't like these oversized slabs, but I know that there is a market for them, and people like this type of cards. Let's continue. We have some Valderrama, we have some Agui. All of those guys are important, but not crazy major stars. Roy Keane, the grade is not the best. San Diego Simeone, the coach for Athletic Madrid nowadays. Patti Goal, right? Oh, it's not Batistuta. What? Okay, never mind. More Bergkamp. We have now Roberto Carlos. And I feel like a lot of those have been appearing in the market, especially low grades, but all of them are, at least the last ones I saw, they look really decent for twos, for ones. Look at this. This is a PSA 1, a PSA 2, but the condition seems quite nice. Don't you guys think this is an amazing PSA 2? I like it a lot. So Luis Figo, this is the English/German version. There is a couple of different versions for this upper deck set. You have the Spanish version, for example. I think is a bit more rare than this one. This one you can see is in a very good grade, SCC 9.5. But those cards, from my experience, you still can find them quite easily, even in grades that could grade a 9, an 8, a 10, etc. A 10 probably will be difficult, but at least expect near mint grades to not be that difficult. Okay, one of the best sevens ever for Manchester United. David Beckham, a card that I really love, the eye appealing. I think is super iconic. He's done quite a lot. I feel like a PSA 8 or SEC 8 is selling around $100 or $70. So this probably will go for really cheap. And it's an amazing card to have in your collection if you are a fan of David Beckham. Of course, collect what you love. I'm personally, I was a fan of David Beckham growing up. Dennis Bergkamp, another really cool card. Calcio 97 have an amazing design. You also have a couple of inserts from the Calcio card set that I think are quite nice. Il Grandi, for example, is actually a more difficult insert to find, but I love the look of those cards. They normally do not grade that well. As you can see, this is a PSA population on a 5, none graded higher. One at least I consider iconic card in pre-modern, is the Ronaldo card on this set with Barcelona. It's such an amazing and beautiful card. So Angel said, sorry, going back to the Sanchez debate, no problem. He's without a doubt the best CONCACAF player of all time. I don't ever see the American USA market collecting him, as a rivalry between Mexico and USA is huge. No, you could be correct on that, but I also think there is a lot of Mexicans in the US, right? So maybe that alone can create an interesting market for Hugo Sanchez. But you are probably right about that. So this is mislabeled. This is not 97. This is actually 96. It's kind of funny because I saw this card already in PSA slabs being labeled 95, 96, and 97, and 96, 97. So multiple labels. You can see that this is a old cert, PSA 8. Honestly, it looks okay for an 8. Maybe on the back there is some damage. But basically my point on this card is that this is 96, not 97, but does not matter that much. To be honest, it's not like we are talking about a PSA 10. Now we have some Navarrete Copa America. One thing to be careful about Navarrete is that basically this is kind of like Panini, but for countries like Peru, Chile, and they produce quite a lot. I remember at the peak of the market where I thought people was completely going insane, people was going bananas. People paying a lot of money for the Ronaldinho 2002 Navarrete, 2002 or 2001. It does not matter. Actually, I actually believe it's 2001. Navarrete, and that never made a lot of sense, to be fair. What do you think about the out of 250 Beckham above? Okay, this Futera card. I had a couple of those Futera cards in the past. When the market kind of explodes, I bought a couple of them from eBay UK. So those cards, they actually have rights with Manchester United. Futera had some type of contract with them, but they don't have rights for the Premier League, so you can say they are not licensed with the league. I'm not sure if this matters a lot or not. I think there is a couple of amazing, beautiful cards with that Futera ended up creating around that time. But I don't think, and maybe this is my bias or something, but I don't think people really like Futera in general. I think people like Futera if you are talking about some patches or something, or if he's a Cristiano Ronaldo or Maradona, where the player is so great, so impactful that you collect basically everything. For a player like David Beckham, I'm not sure. That said, I mean, you probably can get this for cheap if you are trying to touch it. Valencia said the companies need to get more consistent with grading. Some of their mistakes are on a relatively well-known cards. No, yeah, I mean, there is certain mistakes that are a bit. There is almost no excuses. I mean, I could tell you a couple of stories that you guys may not believe. It's certain conversations I had with the grading companies at one point in time. But to be fair, it is what it is. I think they are getting better right now. I think that David Beckham card is really cool. No, I like it also. I think is a really nice card. My favorite card for David Beckham, not sticker card, is still this one. I think this is a beautiful card. Maybe because in my mind this is a super iconic moment. It's one of the first goals I ever saw for David Beckham. But Futera have really nice design. Now just one thing before we continue with this, guys. Let me present you my Discord. There is amazing talks right there. I was seeing a topic about PWCC actually seems like they end up laying off a lot of people. I still need to dig on this conversation a bit more. I also got more people sending me DMs about this. Not surprised by any means. I think most of the companies end up overshooting. But let me say one thing, guys. Join the Discord. Be part of the conversations. You actually can learn a lot there. I'm there too much time to be honest. I need to cut my time on Discord. But I think it's an amazing place to learn, to interact, and also to share your perspective. Actually, one more thing. So this week I released the Q&A number 96. I'm 4 Q&As away to have 100 Q&As on my Patreon community. A crazy number to even think about. But if you guys want to have access to this, basically the Q&As are, let's say, between 30 minutes to 1 hour, sometimes even more than 1 hour, where I basically answer the questions of the Patreon members. And I think if you like the content on YouTube, you probably like the content there. So let's continue with this. By the way, both links below the video. I also leave the links on the comments. And if you are watching the stream right now, please consider to leave a like. Really means a lot to me. And this is the best way to show support. Also consider to subscribe if you are new to my channel. Now, another card that I think is interesting for David Beckham is this one, the David Beckham England 3 Lions. You can see this is a numbered card out of 5,000. You have the normal version for this card that don't have the 3 lions on the top of the card. But this is one of the coolest cards for him, at least my perspective, because it's kind of the first thing with England. Really nice card. There is also condition rarity on this one. You can see a PSA 8 is not the best grade, but it's a numbered card, and numbered cards in pre-modern, they tend to be quite difficult. Givl said, I agree. And as a DB collector, David Beckham collector. My dislike for Futera is annoying. No, I understand. I also share that sentiment, to be honest. But cool have such an early numbered card for him. Yeah, no, Futera. Look, Futera is a company that I like a bit more than companies like what's the name of the non-licensed company that is popular nowadays? Leaf. So I actually think Futera made some cool designs, and Futera is a big company for pre-modern. If you put in perspective all the work they did, I think there is a lot of things to respect, to like, and I would not be surprised if certain Futera cards appreciate over time. Not sure about this one, but I know there is more rare stuff than this one. You have patches for Platini, for Maradona that are so important for the history of soccer that maybe those will actually go up. Recovery of the week said Leaf, yeah, exactly Leaf. So let's move on. Now we have a Zidane. So World Cup 98 is the first World Cup I remember. Actually would love to know what is the first World Cup you guys remember on the chat. Will be cool to see how old are you guys versus me. But this is the first World Cup I remember. And Zidane was a monster on this World Cup, specific on the final, ended up scoring 2 goals. And I believe his legend status ended up happening in started in 98. Of course, he also ended up winning amazing stuff later. But what a player. One of the pre-modern gods, in my perspective. Okay, Sam Upper Deck. I even put a video for this one. Not sure if this is not numbered. Yeah, this is just an action shot card. Cool card. I had a couple of those in the past. They end up being quite cheap. Normally, and maybe I got a bit unlucky to be honest, but the ones I got, all of them had some damage on this blue part. But I feel like I see good grades over and over, so maybe it was me getting a bit unlucky. So this was the Ronaldinho I was talking about. At one point I saw so many people paying so much money for this sticker. Makes almost zero sense, being transparent with you guys. This is not a rare sticker by any means. Even condition rarity is very debatable. This is the type of stuff that, for example, if you go to groups in Peru, you can even find the sealed product for a very cheap. I did this in the past for other cards. I know there is people doing this right now. So paying a lot of money for this is just lack of knowledge. It's not understanding what's really going on with this type of stickers, even though they are cool stickers and eventually maybe there is a nice entry point on them. I don't even know if they are done a lot or not. Maybe this card is $20 and what I'm saying does not even make a lot of sense. But at one point was a lot of money. Peter Cech, important goalkeeper. His first seasons at Chelsea ended up being quite impressive. At one point, I think he was debatable the best goalkeeper in the world, or at least was in the conversation. But his market is quite weak. I mean, think about this. The market is weak for Buffon and Neuer. So, of course, Peter Cech will also not have the best market ever. But I actually thought he was a great goalkeeper. Now we have Andres Iniesta Mundichrom PSA 5, not the best grade. The card actually looks okay, to be fair. Normally these cards, they still command a premium if we are talking about a PSA 9, a PSA 10 specific will be where you see the money. I have yet to see a Zidane card. I don't like it. Zidane is such an amazing player, right? Kazi Watcher said, I still think Beckham 96 Merlin rookie sticker is undervalued right now. I like the Merlin sticker also, and it's kind of like a true rookie for him. I'm not sure if you are aware, but there is actually a rarer version of that sticker, the Shreddies version on the back. I think Shreddies, and I know I have some UK people watching from time to time, I believe is actually a serial. Don't quote me on this, of course, but seems quite more rare, the Shreddies version. At one point, I was aware of this type of stuff. I even made a video for David Beckham in the past, but I forget more stuff than I actually, remember nowadays. So, Mundichrom PSA 9, Fernando Torres, El Nino, a player that also ended promising a lot, specific in his time at Athletic Madrid. and Liverpool. He had a couple of amazing seasons. His career was good. I mean, ended up winning Champions League and all the success that Spain had. He was an important player for that. Not a crucial player, but an important player. I still think his market. I'm not sure if this is the type of player that is just about demographics right now, but long run is not part of history. One player that I feel confident will be part of history is the Brazilian Ronaldo. So this is one of the first cards at Real Madrid. You also have other options like Monochrome, the SD sticker. So Panini Mega Cracks, I think... okay, so the thing about this is they put Panini Mega Cracks, but this should not be the label. This should be Panini Mega Fishes. The name of the insert was Mega Cracks 2002-2003. Do I think Beckett knows about this? No. Giovanni said, Andre, do you think that when an ex-top player becomes a coach of a good team will get some hype and the demands get higher? So Giovanni, that's a question that I had on my Patreon community actually a lot of times. I have mixed feelings about that. I don't think there is a clear answer. I think, look, Guardiola was a really, really good player. And I think Guardiola is even a better coaching. But I don't think his market is that strong in general. I mean, I know there was a couple of sales for his rookies that ended up being strong, but in general, he's a player that the market is quite weak. Another good example could be Zinedine Zidane, right? He was an elite player, but do you think his market is strong? Because I think it's a strong market because of his time at Real Madrid as a coach. I don't think so. So I have mixed feelings. I don't think he's irrelevant, okay? But if I had to give you an answer, if that matters or not, I would say it does not matter that much. I guess another example could be Xavi right now. Xavi was an elite player. I actually think Xavi is probably the best midfielder ever. But he probably is going to win the La Liga again with Barcelona. That is actually a big deal for them. But I don't think his market will explode or increase just because of that. Again, do I think he's irrelevant? No, I don't think he's irrelevant. I think, again, if there is more people looking at a player nowadays versus not, I mean, that can have an impact. But saying that a market will be created or gain a lot of traction because of that, I would disagree. Not saying that's what you said, but that's my perspective. So I'm seeing 16 people watching the stream right now, but we don't have 16 likes. So what are you guys doing? Feel free to leave a like, feel free to subscribe. Really means a lot. Actually, not 16 people. We have 19 people on my end watching the stream, so feel free to leave a like. All right, let's continue. Now we have Andres Iniesta. This is not a rookie, but it's kind of like the first Panini card. You have the Monochrome card in the rookie year, also the Panini stickers. But this is still, again, I know people will not like what I'm about to say, but maybe in the rookie material realm, this is a beautiful card for him. Not the best grade, PSA 7. I mean, PSA 7 is a good grade, don't get me wrong. But for the investor, they don't look at this type of grade most of the time. Hey Thomas, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. So let's continue with this. Now, okay, a PSA 9 is a bit different. You can see that... one thing to have in consideration with PWCC is don't trust this blind, take a look if you are trying to bid on the card. Maybe it's actually PSA 104 without non-graded higher, but sometimes they actually put wrong information there. That said, again, if you are an Iniesta collector, this is an amazing card to have in your collection. 2003 Panini Liga Mega Fishes. So this is the first year for Ronaldinho at Barcelona. Beautiful card, again, not the best grade, similar logic to the Iniesta card. And if you guys are not aware, this is my favorite player ever, even though with Messi nowadays gets a bit more debatable. But when I was a kid, this guy was the man. Talking about another amazing player is Cristiano Ronaldo. This card is the upper deck with Manchester United. I feel like this is the card that people like the least. The kit is a bit whatever, it's kind of like, the colors are not great. The other card, the black one and the red one, I feel people like more and kind of matches better even the design of upper deck in that year. 8.5 Panini Mega Cracks David Beckham. I wonder if this card was mine at one point in time. I feel like I had an 8 or a 9. I'm not sure, to be honest. But beautiful card. This is a super iconic set. Actually think that the Real Madrid colors, the blue, go very well on this set. And another legendary player on the back of David Beckham. If you guys don't know this guy, you guys need to do some research, but I will give you a spoiler, is Riquelme. David Beckham insert, Panini Mega Cracks. So this is basically the first year of Mega Cracks, if you guys are not aware, and this is the Mega Estrelas insert that later also ended up getting more popular. I love this card for David Beckham. It's a card that when you see, oh man, that card does not even look that special, but those cards in hand, they pop really, really amazing. The green is actually very, very beautiful. Recovery of the Week said, looks like a training kit. Exactly, that's a good point. Looks like a training kit. I actually don't think it was a training kit, by the way. I think this was actually a third kit or something that they had. So one thing to have in consideration is I'm not seeing a lot of great cards this weekly auction, and I think you guys probably feel the same, right? So Messi Campeón, the Spanish version, PSA 9, very good grade. I mean, again, there is a good amount of 9s, but the 9 is still a very good grade for those cards. The rookie that for Messi that I like the least, actually I think the photo is nice, is the 7-on bis photo, but I think it's not a unique card. At least I always look at this card like the least desirable rookie for Messi, and the pops also do not favor this card that much, since in terms of pop report is actually one of the most common ones. Riquelme at the sauce, one of the last true 10s. Yeah, I also was a big fan of Aymar. I thought Aymar was such an amazing player. Aymar is actually the Messi idol, 2004, so this is the ST 2004. You guys probably recognize this design because of the Messi sticker. So this is for Ronaldinho, PSA 6, 1 of 3, 7 graded higher. Probably a card that you can find raw quite easy, but even if you want to buy in a slab, I don't suspect will be a lot. So a card that I actually like quite a lot is this one, the BGS 8 Panini Mega Crack, second year for Lionel Messi. Some people may not like the photo of Lionel Messi, and I would say, yeah, Messi looks a bit bad right there. I like the fact that Patrick Vieira is also on the photo, a legendary player, as you know. But yeah, in terms of lineage, this is a great card. If you don't like the design, I guess you also have other alternatives on 2005. So one fun fact about this card is this was, I believe, the game part tournament that they played against Juventus. And this is kind of like the game where Messi impresses a lot of people. So this is actually shows a moment in time when Messi was already starting to become a relevant name at Barcelona, and this game ended up helping him quite a lot. If you Google this, you probably will find similar stories for what I'm saying right now. So Karim Benzema, rookie LCV card. Benzema is playing amazing right now. I think there is a good chance that Real Madrid may win another Champions League. I know that City will be difficult, and City also have that chance. But I wonder what will happen. I wonder what will happen with the market of these guys. The Benzemas, the Modric, Kroos, basically the Real Madrid core, if they win another Champions League. I mean, we are talking about something that is difficult even to think about, 6 World Cups, 6 Champions Leagues, just insanity. So I saw some controversial on my Discord about this sticker that people, and I also got a comment on my last live that people think there is a couple of fakes going around. I will not comment on that for one reason. I still need to do my own research, but I thought sharing this is probably fine, by the way, but at least there is some rumors going around. All right, drink a bit of water. All right, let's continue. So, 2006 Lionel Messi Mega Estrelas. Another fun fact about this card, and I suspect you guys already know, this is actually the first insert in Mega Cracks for Lionel Messi, and I love that they say El Nuevo Maradona, basically the new Maradona. Beautiful card tends to grade not that well. PSA 10, the gem rate is crazy low for this one. There is some problem on the card by defect. So yeah, I have that in consideration. Beautiful card. Giovanni said, do you think in the long run that the LCCF will be considered 100% is true rookie or the Panini foot will overtake? That's a good question. I think people do not like the LCCF that much, at least my interaction with other collectors. But I don't even think will be the Panini foot that will overtake. I think the Benzema McDonald's and PSA, so this is actually important news, actually started grading that sticker, the 2005 or 2006, I believe 2006, right? But yeah, similar year to not similar, the same year as the foot. And that one in terms of rarity is quite stronger than the WC and then the foot. So I suspect when people try to target the best rookie for Benzema, that could be one option. One thing that a couple of you guys may not be aware is that the LCF card, there is a version in English. And that version seems quite difficult. Do I think that version will surpass the Benzema McDonald's? That I'm not sure, but could be close. Recovery said, off topic, but we expect grading fees to come down in the near future. You can buy a lot of really nice cards, maybe not 9s and 10s, but 7 and 8s for the same price of a grading card. That's a great question. Recovery, I'm not so sure about. I have to think a bit about that. That could be a nice topic to a video, to be fair, specifically because, like I said, I need to do some research. But I think in general, again, I don't know the timelines, but I think in general, grading will still go down in terms of, the grading fees. The reason is very simple. Most of these grading companies, auction houses, does not matter, to be honest. All of them end up overshooting 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They thought the market was stronger than it actually ended up being, and right now they probably are struggling with getting supply. Look at PWCC that end up, at least the rumors going around is, end up laying off 30 people. But look, if you guys follow, and I know there is a couple of you guys on the chat that know I've been talking about this for a long time, one of my predictions 2 years ago was, guys, expect a lot of layoffs, expect a lot of this overshoot, eventually having a correction. And PSA eventually will pass for that. And maybe not the layoff part, even though that is still in place, if you ask me. But could be that they need to have grading for $10, for $8. You can say, oh no, that's crazy. Look, at one point, people thought that the grading fees will not go below $50, $100, then was $30. And right now we have less than $20 grading fee in basically almost any grading company. So Jamal said, where are you from, my friend? I'm from Portugal. Kazu said, as a pre-modern sticker collector and Instagram user, as a pre-modern sticker collector and Instagram user, it's weird to put those two together. It's easy to feel very isolated among all the modern card collectors. Oh no, I agree with that. Discovering your channel has been amazing. 98 World Cup is the first I remember. Yeah, it's like me, so it's also the first I remember. No, yeah, I mean, if you look at Instagram, you see a lot of modern. I get that, and even look, even myself, that I feel like I have some experience in the card market, specific my background in Magic the Gathering. But it's very easy to get caught into FOMO and even question what you are actually doing. Am I crazy, or is all of these guys actually correct in modern being the best thing to collect? I think the thing about modern is, and modern is a nice market if you target the correct stuff. But the thing about modern is a very easy market to understand, is a very easy market to have a decent entry point in most stuff. And like you said, you also can get influenced very quick going to social media. I think one of the ways to kind of correct that problem is join my Discord, for example. Talk with other collectors that also collect pre-modern, and you'll see that the community is quite strong. Matt W said, Matt W. Jedi Alp said, it's confirmed PWCC fired 30 staff and suspended cash advanced loan program. Yeah, no, that's really bad. That's really bad. I mean, I feel bad even for the people working there. To be honest, but I kind of feel that the writing was in the wall. Not sure if this expression is correctly said, but most of this stuff 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a lot of the companies in the space end up overshooting, and that never made sense. I don't get it. It makes me believe that a lot of people running those auction houses, grading companies, etc., they are businessmen, but they don't understand a lot about collectibles. They don't understand a lot about the psychology of the market, because this was very easy to see. Look, it is what it is. I hope PWCC does not go away. I have big part of my collection there on the vault. I don't think those should be in danger. I mean, those are my cards. But in terms of money, etc., and I also have money on PWCC, so maybe I should take a look after the stream. I'm joking. I still think would be fine, but they basically need to go back to a new reality. Basically probably the old reality 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Not even that, since they are not on eBay. Yeah. So this is one of the first big cards I'm seeing on this auction. PSA 10 Lionel Messi with Argentina. A beautiful card. I swear to God, this looks nice, by the way, but I swear to God, I don't see the difference between a lot of 9s and 10s. This is a card that condition rarity is difficult to explain, especially the 9s and the 10s. But what a beautiful card for Messi. And after Messi winning the World Cup, I feel like this card became even more iconic. Mike said, "Hey Andre, thanks for doing this so often." No problem, my friend. I enjoy doing this. My question for you is on Futera, okay? How do you feel about their super rare items like KZ's one-of-ones? That's a great question. And I was talking about Futera today earlier on the stream. I think Futera for pre-modern, we kind of have to respect. I mean, they have some nice history. It's not like Leaf, for example. One-of-ones, look, it really depends on the card, right? If you are talking about a Messi that, let's say, is a match-worn card, I don't think that they have autos, but yeah, that stuff can go a lot. I mean, one-of-ones, you just really need... we all say that we need 2 guys to push a card, but in a one-of-one is even... the premium can go even crazier if you have 2 or 3 guys that really want the card, since they know, yeah, that card will never appear in the market anymore. So guys, 21 people watching right now. If you guys all can leave a like, thank you so much for that. Consider also to subscribe, and I will also leave links below the video if you want to join my Discord, and if you like more content like this, my Patreon community. I'm very close to 100 Q&As there, so if you join the Patreon, stupid amount of content to watch. But let's move on. So another important sticker for Lionel Messi, a very, very mass producer, to be fair. This may be a hot take, but if I actually was, and I have one, by the way, if I was actually trying to buy one right now, for this sticker in particular, I might try a grade like this one, a PSA 4 that, you know what, the card looks okay, maybe there is some surface damage that I'm not seeing, but I would not pay a premium for the condition rarity on this card. I know some people disagree. I think this is too common, but it's still an important card to have in a collection. So that's why I kind of like this grade as a collector. Even a knight could be fine, as long as it does not go completely bananas. A 3 could be fine, Look at the okay, the centering on this one is not the best, but apart from that, looks quite nice and looks really beautiful on a SEC slab. So this is a card that I actually want to talk a bit. A card that I don't see people talking, but I always thought this was an amazing card. The reason this was an amazing card is this card actually shows kind of the best players, or the players that end up winning certain trophies. So MVP, basically the most valuable player in the league, was Sergio Ramos. The Revelación, let's say the rookie player on the league was Lionel Messi. Zamora, I actually don't know this goalkeeper. Pichichi is the top goal scorer, was Vanessa Alroy. And we also have Los Mais Seguros. Okay, Los Mais Seguros has El Mejores. Los Mais Seguros. Okay, the best goalkeepers. And we have Casillas, Valdez, Leo Franco, Palop. So I think this is a really cool card. I mean, a card where you have Casillas, Messi, Ramos, Valdez probably should not be among these names, but you guys get the point. Still an important player. And Vanessa Alroy, I like it. Let me put this on the favorites. Oh man, another fake ST sticker. I'm joking, of course. So basically this is a 2008 to 2009 sticker that made a throwback to the past, and then I'm picking the first sticker for Lionel Messi. I believe there is also one for the 7 on this. So really cool stuff, actually. Oh, never mind. See, this is what I was talking about. So actually, I like those two cards. I know they are not rookies, but they go well together. And kind of feels like that even Panini is telling us what are the most important rookies for Lionel Messi, because those are the ones that end up having let's say, the throwback. So 7 for Mundicromo Cristiano Ronaldo. This is the first year at Real Madrid. I said this a couple of times, and recently I bought the Mega Cracks BGS 7, but I actually like to collect 7s for Ronaldo. This one, the reality is he actually was using the number 9 in the season 2009. But I like Mundicromo cards in general. I understand the rarity is not super great, but they are so beautiful, and this is a good example of such a clean card. So Busquets, I know, get ready to disagree with me, chat, but I think Busquets is probably the best defensive midfielder ever. I'm a big fan of Barcelona, so take that with a grain of salt. And I love the design of this set. This is not a rookie, by the way. The rookie is actually 1 year early, if I'm not mistaken. But this card is such a beautiful card. I think the 2009 Panini Mega Cracks, since they have this gold touch, is a really, really beautiful set. 4 stars. I bet the year after this he got 5 stars. Toni Kroos, not a rookie for him, but kind of like one of the first mainstream stickers for Toni Kroos, tops Bundesliga. Cool stuff. I mean, important player. Again, there is some condition rarity, most likely, but important player. And again, another player that can win a lot with Real Madrid potentially winning this Champions League. Still a big if, of course, because Haaland is a madman right now. Okay, now we start entering more in a modern era, and we start with Prism. Blue Refractor for Didier Drogba. This man ended up stopping a war. If you guys are not aware, Google that, and it's a fascinating story. This set in particular, the Prism 2014, first of all, is a very important set in our market. You can make an argument that is maybe the most important set ever in modern. But, I'm sorry. But this set in terms of condition and rarity, grades really, really tough from my experience. And I was looking at pop reports. So you can see, again, just looking at this, and this could even be wrong, but PSA population 1 of 4, none graded higher. So 100% there is a bunch of fights probably graded, and there is no PSA 10. So again, I'm repeating myself a bit there, but there is some strong condition rarity on 2014 Prisma. So another important player at the time, Frank Ribéry. At one point, people thought that he may actually won the Ballon d'Or, I believe 2014. Ended up losing to Cristiano Ronaldo. I actually believe Messi was second, but maybe it was Ribéry, I'm not sure. But again, was an important player, legendary player for Bayern Munich. Thiago Motta was also an important player, but let's keep that. So guys, thank you so much for watching the stream again. If you can leave a like, I would still appreciate quite a lot. So we have what? We have a cool patch for a bunch of patches for Cristiano Ronaldo. Is this match worn? So this is flawless. All right. The included match worn materials are guaranteed. Oh, this is match worn. That's cool. And this with Real Madrid, so. See, I don't like this because this points to the jersey and could be a jersey of Real Madrid, but this points to the boot but looks exactly the same thing. It's a bit over the place, you know what I mean? It's a cool card still, but much worn, I mean, is nice, but you guys get the point, right? Ooh, Aguero gold. Aguero looks basically almost like Tevez right there. The Messi gold sold for a lot of money in the last, not in this last one, maybe 2 weeks ago. Carlos said, Andre, would you be attending the National in Chicago this year? So the answer for that question, I probably would know early this month. I still have something, basically some problems that I have to fix before go to the National related with my job. But there is a good chance, but there is also a good chance that that's not the case. But I hope I can do it. Cristiano Ronaldo PSA 10 blue kind of goes well with these shorts. Nice card. I mean, 2015 select is a set that I think some people like, some people may not like, but it's the first select, so make that whatever you want. 3 legends. I mean, Messi, Suarez, and my man Iniesta. Talking about Iniesta, cool card for him, the Copper Prism 2016 Panini Select. Some people really like those leveled fields, or field level, I'm not sure, for the key players like Iniesta, Messi, Ronaldo. Is a really cool card and actually matches kind of well with the Barcelona kit. Another one, but in this case is base, actually not base, is silver, but for Pulisic. Nobility. Look, the cards look actually quite nice. Puyol is a legend. Gold refractor again. Not my type of thing, but I actually want to see how far those go. Rummenigge. I believe Rummenigge ended up winning 2 times Ballon d'Or, but no one talks about him. Zanetti, another great player. Nice level field for Neymar. Really cool card. I like cards for Neymar with PSG. I know there is some controversial in a couple of years, but I thought he performed well. Ooh, a bunch of goals for Chrome. Sadly, not the players at least I'm looking for, but I mean, Fabinho is a good player. Navas at one point was an amazing goalkeeper. Koch is a good player, but he's not the elite of the elite on the set. Sané, Piqué is an amazing player, but again, not exactly what I'm looking for. Aguero is cool. I like the green refractors quite a lot. Gold insert on the 2017 Topps Chrome. This insert, I like it, but I feel like the other insert in the set, actually forgot the name, never mind. But there is another insert, basically is the UEFA team of the year. That insert is quite nice. You have Neuer, 9. So Optic is a set that I really don't know a lot, and I always try to stay away. But I feel like people like 2018 Optic. I'm not sure why I end up opening that, but okay. But looks nice. Nice photos for Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar. Cool card. The amount of parallels on 2018 is much higher than in 2014, but people like the design of 2018, I feel like, and it's still Prism, so that there is a premium because of that. Is it true that Nobility, like Treble, was only released once? If so, which set would say is more rare, Treble or Nobility? Oh, I don't know, but I feel it's just one release actually, but again, I don't know for sure. The thing about travel is very low numbered in terms of parallels, but maybe it's the same for nobility. I should not speak because I don't know. But this is something, I mean, a basic research. We probably can find the info for that. But yeah, guys, 16 people watching the stream right now. If you can leave a like, I would appreciate quite a lot. Let's continue. Let's see the legends. So we have what? Oh man, César Sampaio with Neymar, Rivaldo, and Pelé. See, this should be Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. Why César Sampaio? Still a cool card, and I actually like this photo for Pelé. The thing with modern, and this is actually related with a question that we had in the chat, is after 2018, things. This is taking a long time. After 2018, things get a bit more. I feel like there is too much product in general. This guy was promising a lot at one point. Right now, not looking that great, but it still blows my mind how much many people pay for players like Joe Felix, to be honest, because we know, I mean, he's getting older and he's playing at Chelsea, probably going back to Athletic Madrid. I don't know. Maybe some people see something that I don't, Thank you for the great content as always. No problem. I enjoy doing this. There is two things that I really enjoy to do on my channel. Is I really have a lot of fun with the live stream on Friday, and I also have a lot of fun with the Q&A on Wednesday on Patreon. Those are the two things I really, as long I feel like I'm enjoying so much doing this type of stuff, my channel will never die. Will continue going. All right, some obsidian stuff. So people don't consider this color blast, right? But it's kind of like color blast. But I know people don't consider this color blast, but let's be real, it's kind of similar design. Yeah, I don't think I will go very deep. I mean, it's just 5. So guys, tell me one thing, and you guys can, instead of commenting, just press 1 in the chat if you agree with me. With LCC Weekly is getting week and week and week and week, every new week, Do you agree with that, or do you think there is still nice cards? I really feel like there is a huge drop in. I mean, this weekly auction, no Cristiano Ronaldo rookie, no Zidane, no Ronaldinho. I'm not even sure if I saw Ronaldo, the Brazilian one. No relevant Messi rookie. I mean, Thomas agree. Yeah, I feel like Thomas knows that since he tracks this. Yeah, Carlos also agrees. No, it's crazy. It's honestly quite crazy to see that the best cards on the market are not appearing. So actually, I have a couple of cards on my vault listed for a long time that I think are really good cards, and I've been getting more offers there. And I feel like the reason I'm getting more offers is people don't have the options on the auction, so they look at the fixed price. Maybe I'm overthinking too much this stuff, but I'm not seeing that good of a card eating the market. And that's good, by the way. That's really good. Because at one point was completely insane. I'm not saying this like, I think, ooh, this is a nice one, eh? Thomas, I found a card for you. This is a nice one, eh? Manuel Neuer red flag. Those red flags, I don't care what people say, but they look quite sick. I have a Messi red flag, and is one of my favorite cards. Do you guys like the red flags? There is also the white flag, I believe the name is Counter. One. Agree, but tough to be a seller in this market at auction. No, Henry, that's probably one of the reasons. I mean, people are getting so crutch selling cards in PLCC, and even in other websites that they may say, yeah, for these prices, I may keep them. Eventually, that stuff would happen, you know. Particularly slow this week, okay. Cabum Rui Patricio, this is kind of a legend for Portugal. He ended up being the goalkeeper in 2016 when we ended up winning the Euro. Right now he plays at Roma. Looks nice indeed. No, looks really nice. I mean, Neuer, come on. In terms of greatness, if you like goalkeepers, do not get better. Rhapsody Nice, also love the White Country. Yeah, White Country, exactly. That's the name. No, the White Country is even more rare. I don't know, maybe I like the red because kind of remembers me the PMG stuff. But apart from that, I also like the White Country quite a lot. Ronaldo Bubbles. He's not numbered, but probably he's short printed if I had to guess. At least looking at the pop 1 of 3. He's a nice one. He's a nice one. Messi top scrum refractor red out of 10. He's a really nice one. I guess people can say, "Oh, Andre, that's the third or 40th refractor for Chrome. Who cares?" But I mean, people care. This type of sets that have a lot of lineage Chrome, even if you try a second year, third year Chrome, as long as a gold or a red, you need to pay a lot of money for them. So in a macro rotate, this may be a sign of reaching the bottom right. I think so, actually, Thomas. I kind of feel we end up hitting the bottom already, but it's so crazy to say this type of stuff. I mean, who cares, right? We are doing a live just to relax with you guys. But I feel like the bottom was probably 1 month ago, 2 months ago, maybe even at the beginning of the year. I feel right now we are quite more stable. I think what we will see right now is certain cards will still go down, and other cards that have better fundamentals, they will fluctuate a bit more, but some will even start picking up steam. We are already seeing that in the market, by the way. But again, who knows? Macroeconomics are still very, very shake, so. Policy said, if you could just buy one card, Aquarelle of 7 on Bs, not from a financial perspective. I mean, that's easy. 7 on Bs. That's not close. Because 7 on Bs is the best Messi card in the rookie year, and Aquarelle is not even close the best Pele rookie. So, I mean, ask people in the chat. You guys can also answer that. Would you guys prefer to buy, forget the grade, Aquarelle or a 7 on Bs? Maybe some people may prefer the Aquarelle, that's fine, but for me, it's an obvious one. 2020 Merlin Benzema HC10. Cool card. Centering is okay. Could be a bit better for a 10, but it's okay. On the back is actually not that okay. HCC tends to grade very harsh actually, but this one, whatever. It's a Benzema, it's a purple, no one cares that much, but nice card. Oh, this is a cool one. It's a jersey number out of 10. I mean, again, if Merlin becomes relevant in the future, big if, by the way. But if that happens, this will be a nice card for Lionel Messi. And it's gold, so people love that. Also jersey number. Okay. 7 on Bs, no question. Yeah, I think most specific my viewers would say 7 on Bs. But I actually think it makes sense because both cards, they don't have crazy rarity. That's a reality. And one is much more iconic. And I even think in terms of greatness, probably the people that engage in my channel consider Messi the most relevant player for them. I never follow this stuff on auction, but I suspect this type of stuff gets completely alienated, right? Who buys a green Jamie leveling or something like this? People grade everything. Man, there is two more cards, two more. I thought was 16. They are probably adding cards right now. Golasso, Didier Drogba. I like this one because I was a big fan of Drogba. Gold lava refractor, so this is not numbered. Interesting. Okay. The stadium beam team. At one point, people was going crazy about them. I have a Messi, to be transparent. This card looks nice for Mbappe, I have to say. I don't know, looks seems cool with the beam team logo. And one thing that people told me when I bought that card, or at least when I showed the slab, and something that I never thought is, if you think about the PSG players, the card becomes a bit more special because you see the Michael Jordan logo in a beam team card. I think that's cool. I mean, not that matters that much, by the way, but I think it's cool. So many cards are less worth than grading. Yeah, I mean, but I don't get why people even send them to PWCC since there is fees. Have you ever opened packs? I mean, yes, specific Magic the Gathering. I end up opening quite a lot. Even in soccer, I bought some Mega Cracks, some Mundi Chrome in the past, plus, of course, the Portuguese sets. But if that's something if the question is that something you do frequently? No, I think that's putting money. That's putting money out of the window, basically. Sending money out of the window. My man, Luís Figo. Henry said, do you have a favorite ultra-modern insert? I like... I will give you the one I like the most, and then I will also give you the mainstream insert that I like the most. Two different things. The insert I like the most is Prized Footballers, exactly, on Topps Finest. I think those cards are really, really cool. I love the Elden card that I believe is actually one at auction right now with LCC. I have a Messi goal that is one of my favorite cards. But I also think people don't respect that insert that much. That's fine, you know. The insert that other people like, that I may like also. I mean, Gaboom is nice, but I actually enjoy the landmarks a bit more. Carlos says, André, am I correct in thinking that Zidane has never signed cards until the Select La Liga that was recently released? Yes. You are correct. I mean, there was a couple of cards signed by Zidane in the past, specific cards like postcards for Real Madrid, but the way you are thinking, yes, that's basically the first thing. The Mega Cracks inserts are cool for the lineage. Yeah, no, they are. There is a lot of Mega Cracks inserts that I also like, but I was answering more looking at modern. I love Mega Estrelas, Mega Heroes. See, this is the thing. At one point, people was paying so much for any stuff signed by Mbappe. Mbappe is now signing a lot of stuff, and 100% there is still a premium for Mbappe signed stuff, but eventually will go down. Because those guys, they sign too much. That's the thing. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If that's the case, consider to leave a like. Also consider to check both links below the video. I will go to Discord right now to see what's going on there. So if you guys want to chat, also link below the video. The Patreon community is doing amazing. I put a lot of content there. So hope to see you guys in different places or on the YouTube next time. Have a nice day, my friends.